Welcome to our project on the history of rocket design.
From Fireworks to SpaceX by Leander and
Cedar, Low, and Trudeau.
the introduction, facts about Leander and Cedar, the history of rocket design, how rockets work and parts of the rocket, conclusion, the future of rockets and what I have learned.
Here are some facts about Leander and Cedar.
Leander likes hockey, video games, downhill skiing, reading, hiking, and mountain biking.
Cedar likes downhill skiing, reading, cross-country skiing, video games, and biking.
History, the history of rocket design.
History of rockets, ancient Greece. In 400 BCE, Archytas created something that looked like a bird and that was made of wood. It was powered by steam and could move along a wire.
In 100 CE, Hero created a steam-powered device called an aeopile. The aeopile was a sphere that would spin rapidly when the water inside was boiled over a fire and steam escaped through the L-shaped tubes. Both inventions were powered because of Isaac Newton's third law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
In 200 BCE, in China, firecrackers were invented. The Chinese mixed saltpeter with sulfur and carbon to make a gunpowder mixture. When this mixture was tossed into a fire, they exploded in a dazzling show. In the year 800, in China, fireworks were invented in China when gunpowder is packed into bamboo tubes and set on fire. In 12,000, the year 1232, the Mongols attacked the Chinese. To repel the invaders, the Chinese launched fire arrow rockets.
In 1926, Robert Goddard. March of 1926, Robert Goddard launched the first liquid-fueled rocket. He developed technology behind 214 rocket patents.
In the years between 1942 and 1952, Werner von Braun helped Germany in World War II. He developed the German Aggregat 4, also known as the V2, during the Second World War. This was the world's first ballistic missile. This is an example of using rockets during a time of war to damage an enemy that is a long distance away. Over 1,300 V2 rockets were fired at England and the Allied forces during World War II.
1957, Helmut Grottrup was a German who developed rocket technology for Russia. He helped Sergei Korolev develop the R-1 rocket, which led to the R-7 rocket. R-7 was a two-stage ballistic missile capable of traveling 8,000 kilometers, which became the main rocket for the Russian space program for almost 50 years. In 1957, October 4th, 1957, the R-7 rocket launched the first ever human-made satellite, Sputnik, into space. And there's a photo of Sputnik in the corner.
On November 3rd, 1957, Russia launched Laika the dog into space.
On April 12, 1961, Russian Yuri Gagarin was the first person to ever go to space.
On July 16th, 1969, Saturn V launches American Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon. Neil Armstrong became the first person to ever walk on the moon. To the right is Buzz Aldrin saluting the American flag. The photo was taken by Neil Armstrong.
Walking on the moon. That's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind, Neil Armstrong quoted as he stepped on the moon.
The space shuttle, aka the Space Transportation System, costs around $51,200 per kilogram to send cargo into space. That is why NASA decided to retire the space shuttle, which was used from 1981 to 2011.
In 2013, Falcon 9 lifts off and returns back to the landing pad unharmed. This is really cool because now we can reuse boosters and rockets and not have to spend a lot of money to build more.
On February 6, 2018, SpaceX's Falcon 9 Heavy lifts off and the side boosters fall back to Earth, landing on pads near the lift-off site without getting damaged.
SpaceX's Starship gets built and might be able to take people to Mars, Elon Musk says. Starship measures 394 feet tall.
Rocket design, how rockets work and parts of the rocket.
An object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon a force, says Newton's first law.
Newton's second law, force times mass equals acceleration. The bigger the force, the bigger the acceleration, the bigger the mass, the more force is needed to accelerate.
Newton's third law, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
There are four systems of a rocket, and the four systems of a rocket include the structure system, the payload system, the guidance, and the propulsion system as well. The nose cone and fins help to minimize drag and provide stability.
Solid fuel is not as preferred nowadays because it is not easily controlled. Liquid fuel is the preferred fuel because it burns evenly and it is controllable.
When a rocket launches, it uses multi-staging. One type of multi-staging is serial staging. First is a power descent that happens before the stage fires, and only the top part makes it to orbit. Similarly, the parallel staging starts with a power descent, and the strap-ons get discarded, but the sustainer keeps flying.
Number 4, conclusion. The future of rockets and what I have learned.
Over time, scientists have learned more and more about rockets and how to make them even better. Rockets are moving forward and have already reached great heights. I think that after this research, I would be able to competently design a model rocket. On the right, you can see a model of SpaceX's Starship, and at the bottom of it, you can see how big a human is compared to it.
Elon Musk future. Elon Musk wants to build cities on Mars and put Teslas on Mars also before he is dead. Our ideas for the future. I think being able to fly food, medical supplies, and clean drinking water to people anywhere in the world without having to wait a long time would be very good for places like Ethiopia.
How could we improve the next project or do this project differently? I think we could improve this project by learning about why the cost of spaceflight is decreasing and what that means for the future. Other things to consider further are recent efforts toward gender equality for astronauts and making rockets more environmentally friendly and reusable.
Thank you for watching.